Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Live!
Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome to Rockin Robbie Live here on Pop Culture Philosophers. Real quick, I am on new equipment right now as far as audio goes. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if it's too low, too loud. Please let me know because I am shooting in the dark here right now, y'all. Anyway, welcome to Rockin Robbie Live here on Pop Culture low volume. All right, how's that? Is that better? Thank you. Thank you so much, Eddie. All right, welcome to Rockin Robbie Live here on Pop Culture Philosophers. Super excited to be here. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. All right, we're good? Now we're good? Are we still a little low? Before we start, please, everybody let me know. Is it better? Is it better? Could it be better? I can make it better if it needs to be louder. Y'all just let me know right now. Let me go ahead and do that. How about now? Is that fine? Is that good? I got some new equipment here. I'm trying to check it out. This is the worst opening I've ever done. Maybe a little bit more. Well, I boosted it a little bit more, so now you let me know what you think. I'll boost it even more. How's this? Check, check, check 1. Check, check, check 2. It's really loud in my ear, but that's okay. I'm just going to wait. We're just going to sit here, wait. Think you're good? Sledhead says, sounds good to me. James says, sounds good on this end. All right, let's pretend like none of this has happened, right? And we just got through with the intro. So here we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. Welcome, in fact, to Rockin Robbie Live. I am your host, Rockin Robbie Bills, and tonight we're going to be talking about comics, movies, pop culture, and a whole lot more. This show, of course, fueled, if you will, by your questions, your thoughts, your comments, and your concerns. What do you want to chat about? Get it in right now. That's what we're doing. But thank you all so much for being here. I hope you had a great week. Hope you had a great weekend. What do we got coming up tonight? We got the DC sneak peek. I'll also be talking about the Diamond. The Diamond shipment finally came in yesterday. So I finally got to read a few other books for the weekly comic book review, but I'm not going to do a separate video. I'm just going to talk about them here, maybe talk about them on this week's weekly comic book review. But we got the DC sneak peek, we got comic book talk, we got Marvel in the 90s. We're going to continue our look at Punisher Warzone with issue number 3, and we've got Dman Batman, where we're going to be talking about Two-Face episode 2, Two-Face part 2. Very appropriately so. Anyway, I'm Rockin Robbie Billups. Thank you so much for joining us. Station Pop, pop, boom. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and even though we got a plan, grandiose as some may call it, this show is driven, fueled if you will, by your questions, your comments, and your concerns. So get them in right now. And here's to you out there. And congratulations to the Chiefs. Chiefs won the AFC Championship this afternoon. So somebody please let me know what's going on in the Lions game, because I have not paid attention to that at all. In fact, I was a little bit late today because I was talking to John Spiliotopoulos out there in the chat. So we were chatting with him, and so yeah, a little bit late, but that's not on him. That's on me. He gave me plenty of outs, and I kept chatting. I kept talking. So anyway, how do I do this show? I haven't even properly started the show in like months, I feel like. But it's okay, PCP Army. That's what we're here to do. That's what we do. Restart. Just start the intro and everything again. This is take the stream down, start it back over. Last week we shared, for instance, an Amazon wish list for PCP upgrades. Now, we shared it on socials a couple weeks before that, and some people have sent some stuff, including these lights that are on me, this microphone stand that I'm using right now, this chair I'm sitting in. So that's really, really exceptionally cool. Last week, more stuff got sent to me, including a cloud lifter, which was a piece of equipment I needed to help boost the volume and presence on this Shure microphone. And once I got it signed up, set up, I was just so nervous about what it would sound like and this and that, and if it was too loud. And I'll tell you what, in my head, this is loud as shit. Way louder than I typically am. But anyway, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. It's all good. Welcome, everybody, to Rockin Robbie Live. I'm Rockin Robbie. What's coming up here on the channel? What am I supposed to do here? I'm supposed to do the plugs, right? All right. Check out Pop Culture Philosophers at Facebook and at Instagram. If you're on Facebook, join the PCP Army. That's the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheRockinRobbie, and you can help support the channel over at patreon.com/PCP, or with Super Chat tonight, or with a direct donation to my PayPal. My PayPal is contact420@gmail.com if you want to send me money that will directly help my trip this weekend to MegaCon. That's right. I almost said Megatron. All right, so we're going to MegaCon this week. I'll be there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We're leaving Sunday, but I'll be there Wednesday night. If you want to see me, try to find me at the con, but if not, if you're at Twin Peaks Wednesday night, Thursday night, or Friday night, or maybe even Saturday night, you might find me. I don't know. And I will be at McDonald's at some point. So I hope to see a lot of people. I'm looking forward to hanging out with Bueller. Looking forward to hanging out with John Spilio and his lovely wife, Brittany. Looking forward to running into some fans out there of the channel. Looking forward to seeing some other YouTubers that are going to be there, including Hialeah Comic Book Bro. Very excited to see that dude again. Cantonese Comic Kid. Very excited to see that dude again. Incredibly excited to see Tom again, Comic Tom 101, but even more excited to meet Fire Guy Ryan for the first time. They just launched their new book, Crashdown, this week with Ben Templesmith, and I read it, and I'm going to review it here on this channel, and I ain't going to hold nothing back. You know why? Because even if somebody's in this industry, and I mean by this industry, I mean comic book YouTube, right? Of which I am the reigning champion right now. I'm 5 awards up there. Wait, I should turn those on. They light up. It's really pretty. I'll probably get to that. I'll try to remember to do that. All that's in jest, y'all. Very excited to run into Tom and Ryan and to review their book. But here's the thing, though. Even if homies of mine do a book, even if people that I know and respect and love do a book, I ain't going to hold back. I'm going to be truthful. I'm going to be honest. And that's what you've come to expect here at PCP, and that's the only thing that I can deliver. So there you go. There you go. All right. What else? What we got coming up on the show? Well, first of all, everybody should check out Dylan's Horror Show from last night. I was on there. We talked about The Dark Half. The Dark Half, a Stephen King adaptation by way of George A. Romero. It was a great conversation, and my first on-screen sharing with Billy Powermax. So that was interesting and very cool. But tomorrow night on PCP Movie Night, join us for 12 Monkeys, y'all. A Terry Gilliam film. What is it, 1995, 1996, something like that. 12 Monkeys starring Bruce Willis, Madeline Stone, and Brad Pitt. Very excited to be talking about that one tomorrow night on PCP Movie Night. We now pause for station identification. All right. Did this dude totally just take a prolonged station identification to turn on his CBC 2023 awards and then knock over some shit on his shelf and then have to like put it all back up? Yes. That's exactly what happened, y'all. All right. We're about to take a look at the chat, see what's up with everybody, and start a conversation. But before we do that, it's time for your First Five. All right, we're going through some VHSs in my collection. Where we last left off, we're about to talk about Silence of the Lambs. There is my Silence of the Lambs VHS, y'all. That's right, I collect VHS. And here's another one that I love, The Sixth Sense. I love that exclusive video bonus edition. This is when they started putting bonus features on the VHSs, which you would have to get to the end of the movie and then check out the stuff. But yes, Sixth Sense VHSs, Small Time Crooks. You know, we've never covered a what's the fuck's name? Woody Allen. Yeah, we've never covered a Woody Allen film here on the channel, but there are some Woody Allen films that I do like, including Small Time Crooks. We got a double VHS set right here. The Sound of Music, everybody. Abso-frickin-lutely. 2 discs. My bad. 2 tapes for The Sound of Music. The hills are alive with the sound of music. And we're going to wrap up the first 5 with a banger, y'all. Look at that. At the time this movie came out, this had the most special effects of any movie to date. The most visual effects, I should say. There is the VHS director's cut of Spawn, which got 3.5 stars. Spawn is unforgettable. That came from Roger Ebert. Roger Ebert. 3.5 out of 4 stars. Spawn is unforgettable. That dude's ridiculous. But check this out. Interview with Todd McFarlane. Additional footage, the making of Spawn featurette, all of that at the end of the tape. Well, y'all can read that, right? It's blurry. Anyway, Spawn. It's got a really nice feeling kind of cover. And there's some shit. Oh man, has this never even been opened? Oh my goodness, y'all. I just took this out. There is a Best Buy receipt. Holy shit. September 2nd, 1998. Some fucker bought this for $29.99. They bought a CD for $11.99. And this is in Huntsville. Where did this come from? Where did this come from? Did this come from Mike? It's in great shape. This was not from my collection. I would not have bought that. Dudes, I'm not even kidding. Somebody bought this motherfucker for $30. I don't know if I'm going to get it to focus. There we go. Spawn for $29.99. There was a CD for $11.99. They paid with a $100 bill. That definitely wasn't me. September 2nd, 1998. Best Buy, y'all. That's my town. Still has this thing in it. What is this? It's an animated Spawn video $2 rebate offer. So if you buy Spawn animated on a VHS, you'll get $2 back. Here's how you get involved in the McFarlane Toys Collectors Club. And here is a Spawn 3-in-1 problem-free beverage opener and keychain for $3.95 plus shipping and handling. That is freaking wild. That's in there? Look at that. It's like the cover, but it's like super sharp and foily. What the hell? And then this very clean and pristine VHS. Wow. What a gold mine. We got a perfect copy of Spawn on VHS. We got this cool, like, I guess maybe it was like on the front or something like that. And then when you open it up, but it has all the shit on the back. That's cool. Oh, it's a little note from Todd McFarlane. In 1992, I gave birth to the first Spawn comic book. In 1997, the motion picture is finally hitting the screen. The struggles I personally went through while trying to breathe three-dimensional life into this two-dimensional character were filled with many trials and tribulations. The largest hurdle was attempting to convince Hollywood they should create a movie centered around a character from the pit of hell. However, once I bombarded them with all of the facts and figures proving Spawn was the best-selling comic in the country, the doors opened a little bit faster. Keeps going on and on about his struggle. Let's read it. The struggle didn't end there. I was hell-bent on making sure we didn't lose the theme Spawn was built upon. I patterned these themes mostly around my life and the fact that I, like everyone else, am faced with bigger forces that I would rather not have to face. In Spawn's case, it's heaven and hell. In mine, it's corporate America and its government-like structure. There will always be somebody bigger than you trying to dictate who you are and what you can be. Spawn proves this does not have to be the case. The main premise of Spawn is the fact that we need to be the masters of our own destiny. We are all capable of great acts of kindness and compassion as well as hideous acts of terror and evil depending on the situation we are thrown into. In the end, it is our actions and decisions that define who and what we are. In subsequent stories for both the comic books and animated series, as well as hopefully in further movie sequels, just going to let that rest there. We will see the evolution of a man's maturity, who, although he will never be purely good, will continue to act on raw emotions, make mistakes, and have to deal with the consequences. Hopefully, you will enjoy some of the ideas sprung forth here, and I guarantee you this is only the tip of the iceberg. In the future, we will bring you even more stories of the mythology of this character and the ultimate bigger picture, the real meaning of life. Todd McFarlane here on this little VHS insert is saying that Spawn will tell you the meaning of life. Take care and enjoy, Todd McFarlane. That's cool. So not only do we get all of that, we still got this like promotional insert inside of there. And we got some poor suckers from my hometown. We got his Best Buy receipt, or their Best Buy receipt from September 2nd, 1998, where they bought this for $30 fucking dollars. Get the fuck out of here. Where did this come from? A lot of people send me VHSs. I wonder if this came from Mike. Was that poor sucker Mike? I bet it was. I bet it was. Anyway, that was your very prolonged. First five. All right, now let's chat. Let's take a look at what everybody's saying up in the chat. GT Key Comic in the house. What is up? We got the artist formerly known as Jesse Say What in the house. We got Boat in the house. We got Eddie in the house. Sled is in the house. Lash G is in the house. The Name Changes is in the house. Station, everybody. We got Chill Out Man in the house. Station, everyone. Welcome back to the multi-award-winning channel. Leave that like button popped for the big boom. Hell yeah, leave it popped for the big boom. You know what I'm saying, man? Evil Face Bad is in the house. Spillio, there he is. Station to all of us beautiful people in here tonight. Looking forward to hanging out with you, brah. Shots of tequila. Let's do it, man. James, what is up? Rockin Robbie live on a Sunday night is church for the comic fam. Station chat. Station church. Don't those look great back there, just glowing? Yeah. If I had a never-ending supply of AAA batteries, they would just be on all the time. William says Detroit is up 24-7 at halftime. Holy cow. You get out of here. That's ridiculous. That's where we're going through all the volume stuff. What's up? What's up, Average Comics Joe? What's up, Tim Crocker? What's up, Comics and Tortillas? What's up, CTA Frank? What's up, Taki? How you doing, bruh? Average Comics Joe says Astronaut Down was dope. Eddie Runner says, excited to hear about the shenanigans you get to at MegaCon. Yep, there's going to be some shenanigans. William says, shame on the Oscars for giving Godzilla -1 just one nomination. Average Comics Joe says, I mean Crashdown. Okay, there you go. Astronaut Down, I was like, Astronaut Down was a while ago. I guess you're a little late. Two Gun Pedro with a pop. Boom! What is up, man? Ouroboros, how you doing? Yeah, we're doing the sound check live. Depending on you. Love you too, Spillio. What's up, Eric? How you doing, E? You botching, Robbie. You a 5-time award winner. I know, man. I know, but this show hasn't won. But I have heard rumors that there is possibly going to be a best live stream category in the CBC Awards this year. And y'all can damn well guarantee we deserve that here on Rockin Robbie Live. Why? Because this show is about you. It's about us having conversations together. This is the time we get to interact directly. So do not let this opportunity pass us by. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a chat. 62 Lefty Blues is in the house. What is up, 62? James says, can't wait to hear the stories from the PCP Army following the con. Yep, there's going to be some stories. I don't know if we can top last year, but we'll see what happens. Sledhead says, I want to go to Megatron. Yeah, me too. He's in Cobra Law right now. Average Comics Joe says, best friends are honest. That's the best way to get better. Nobody likes a yes man. That's right. I'm not a yes man, but I am a yes man. A little AC alone for you. Two Gun Pedro sharing out the DHS review of The Dark Half. Thank you so much. What's up, William? What's up, Papa Ken? What's up, Jay? How you doing? What's up, Mark? Mark says, quick pop in before I go to bed. Well, good night. Get your ass to sleep, bruh. It's late. What's wrong with you? Sleeper is a classic, says 62 Lefty Blues. Sleeper might be my second favorite Woody Allen film, right behind Sweet and Low Down. which I'm pretty sure I have on VHS, but not here. I have way more VHS in another room that I do not have room for. But a solution to that is on our Amazon PCP Studio upgrade wish list. Where is the 2 tapes of Ben-Hur? They're right here. Ben-Hur, right there. 2 VHSs of Ben-Hur. I've been her before. I'm ridiculous. Mark says, my review of Spawn, it sucks. That's an easy, flippant, and lazy way to review that movie, Mark. That movie, Spawn, is actually one of the most important movies in comic book movie history. And I have an argument that's very legitimate for that. And if you want to know it, check out our Spawn movie review. Also, check out our 90s comic book movies podcast that we did years ago. There's Cantonese Comic Kid. What up, Robbie? So ready for MegaCon Hangout. Hell yeah, let's do it. It's on par with the Man-Thing and Jonah Hex. Get the fuck out of here, Mark. You're ridiculous. Go to bed. Go to bed. Have some context in what you think, Mark. Now, Mark's my homie, so I can be a little bit harsh. But, Mark, you're fucking being lazy, bruh. Yeah, the movie's not good. But it's rather important. It's rather important for proving, along with the movie Blade, what we could do with these superhero movies. Then The Matrix helped push that further, and that's what paved the way for X-Men and Spider-Man, and that's what paved the way for Iron Man and the MCU. Where's your fucking English superhero movies? I'm still waiting, brother. Dread was good. Dread's good. I'm just fucking with you, Mark. That is a lazy way to review Spawn, though. Yeah, it sucks, but there's no more nuance to it than that. Get the fuck out of here. The special effects suck, I'll tell you that. Piece of shit. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't pay for $30 fucking for it. CTA Frank, is it your birthday? Happy fucking birthday. Station. Yeah, that Spawn tape is local, man. That's got to be from Mike then. Hey, Stokes, what is up? There's my man Stokes. We're working on a book together. You might hear something about it this week. I don't know. We're going to MegaCon together. It's going to be fun. Station Robbie, station everyone. Looking forward to MegaCon. Hell yeah. Sledhead says it was probably the Toddfather himself throwing down hundos. He's just showing up in every fucking Best Buy in the country to buying like 8 copies of Spawn on VHS. Mark says, that's actually a nice copy. Rare to find a VHS so well looked after. Yeah, I feel like this motherfucker was bought and never watched. It was bought, opened, and put aside. Detroit 24, San Francisco 10. Thank you so much. Hey, what's up, Kenneth? Mark says, I did a full review of Spawn on my podcast last year, actually. No, you're right. And here's the thing, Mark. Plenty of people can go and watch Masters of the Universe and say they could just simply go, that movie sucks. And they would be technically right, like you're technically right by saying Spawn, the movie sucks. But we know that there's more to that movie than that. Same with Spawn. Everybody, when this show's over, go listen to Mark's review of Spawn already, probably on the Geeks Unleashed podcast, and then go watch our review. What's up, Kenneth? What's up, Make2? What's up, Damien? Damien, I hear, I'm excited. I hope I get to meet you this weekend, brother. I'm going to make you take a shot of tequila with me. You have to take at least one shot of tequila. That's a Rockin Robbie MegaCon, like, tradition. You got to, like, 1 year going, but that's the tradition. We even had Bueller take a shot with us. Now, he did have Screwball, I think, is what he took a shot of, which is... I mean, it's fine. I like Screwball. It's good. But, like, I mean, let's be honest. That's a little bit of a, you know, this little, I don't want to say what I want to say. Oh, my goodness. I can't wait to hang out with y'all. William says, Spawn wasn't a good movie, but I still enjoyed it. Hell yeah. What's up with that cape going through fucking everything? If you watch that movie, that cape goes through everything. It, like, doesn't have any kind of real physical presence in that movie. But Damien says, what was it? Because it cracked me up. The Spawn movie war begins. Mark's like, anyway, I'm dipping out. See you soon, hopefully. Have a good show. Yeah, he's like, yeah, stop shit-talking me. I'm going, I love Mark. I love Geeks Unleashed, just so y'all know. One shot, then beer. Hell yeah, that's how it goes. One shot, one bourbon, one beer. Let's do it, baby. We're going to George Thorogood the shit out of that. That was George Thorogood. That would be really embarrassing if it wasn't. One shot, one bourbon, one beer. That's what we're doing. Spawn animation is really good, Warren. That is super good, actually, honestly. Jay says, one day I want to get to MegaCon to hang out with y'all. What's stopping you, Jay? Next year, make it happen. There's still cons this year. You can make it happen. Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo. You can make it happen. Heroes Con. You can make it happen. Memphis Comic Expo. You can make it happen. Scarefest. You can make it happen. Those are my cons. Let's do it. Scarefest, they announced Adam Green, Kane Hodder, and Danielle Harris. So, boom. Yes. What horror movie from the 70s would you love to see a comic book adaptation of? Horror movies from the 70s. Want to see a comic book adaptation. I'm not the biggest fan of adaptations, but I would like to see a continuation of Phantasm. Let's do that. Let's say I don't want to see a direct adaptation of Phantasm, but I would like to see Phantasm exist as a ongoing or multi-part comic book series to kind of keep that story going. Excuse me. Bring it out as epic as it could be. So yeah, I'll say Phantasm. Spawn cape is better than the Moon Knight cape. I don't know about that one, Two Gun. And you know how critical I am of the Moon Knight cape, so I don't know about that one. Meg 2 says, is Jaeger bomb still a thing? Sorry, couldn't even attempt to spell it right. I'm sure they're still a thing. I don't know. I mean, they still got Jaeger, they still got Red Bull. I ain't done them in a long time, but I used to do them all the time back in the day. Damien says, I do love some George Thorogood. Hey, we got Billy Powermax in the house. Station. What's up, homie? Boat, I've never been to the DC area. I would love to see the DC area for sure. There's a lot of stuff I'd like to see there, and one day I would love to make my way there. Spidlio says it's already set. I am coming for the Huntsville Con. Hell yeah. Hey, we got Fire Guy Ryan in the house. Station. Boat says, not from the 70s, but I'd love a Jeepers Creepers adaptation. I think there is a Jeepers Creepers comic. I think Dynamite did it a few, years ago. Ryan says, I've only watched the first Phantasm. It was weird as hell. Yeah, it is weird, and it's fucking awesome. And the more you watch it, the more you're going to love it. And Phantasm 2 really helps you appreciate Phantasm 1 even more. I love Phantasm 2. It's a bigger budget, but it does elaborate on that lore. Phantasm 3 and 4, they are acquired tastes. If you are a fan of that franchise, you will like that movie. But Phantasm 5, Ravager, the final installment, is not very good, but it's got a lot of good ideas behind it. And so, like, the potential of that Phantasm series is something I would love to see explored in a comic book. And I would love to see Tony Harris be the artist on that. That would be great. Joe Slag is in the house. What is up? Joe says, I did get all 3 Smokey and the Bandit movies for $2.50 since the store is closing, 50% off. Hell yeah, that's awesome. The Name Changes says, been collecting the Wheel of Time in the comics and watched the series on Prime. Brooks, part of the Excitable PCP crew, is a huge fan of Wheel of Time. What is that, Robert Jordan? Never read it, never watched it, never read the comics. But Brooks is a big fan. Dynamite is in the house as I went to the Exorcist Stairway in Georgetown. I'd love to do that. That'd be great. You know, take a video of me throwing myself down, breaking my neck, getting rid of the demon. That'd be funny. Have you got the Vinegar Syndrome zombie book? No, I do not. I don't even know what we're talking about there. Like zombie, like the Fulci movie? Or is there like a zombie book like it's about zombies or something? Fire Guy Ryan says, the Hellraiser sequels burned me out a bit on horror sequels recently. Ryan, I am going to be reviewing your comic today, so you better watch your fucking mouth, okay? Because the Hellraiser fucking sequels are way better than everybody fucking thinks. And if you don't believe me, just fucking believe me. That's just the way it is. Those sequels, like, I'll tell you what, I will die on this hill. I straight up will. Hellraiser 5, which is Inferno, is better than 2, 3, and 4. Hellraiser Inferno is my second favorite Hellraiser movie. I will also die on this hill. Hellseeker and Deader are good fucking movies. Hellworld, not so much. The last 2, the first one sucked, but the last one was actually pretty decent. We did a whole Hellraiser franchise review for Horror Fest a couple years ago. Check out that video sometime. Two Gun, somebody, can you throw out a link to that? Somebody can get on there and save it if they want to go through that torture with us. I'll tell you this, though. That's a fucking consistent-ass franchise. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Hellraiser Inferno's a good movie. Hellseeker's a good movie. Deader's good to me. I like Deader because I think I have like a Carrie Warrior, like Carrie Carrie Wurr. You remember her? She was in Sliders. She was in a bunch of like Skinamax movies back in the day. Y'all, check this shit. Fucking, I was on YouTube the other day. Suggested to me, and thank you YouTube algorithm, somebody has been putting up full episodes with commercials of MTV's Remote Control from back in the fucking 80s. Carrie was a part of that show. I completely forgot she was involved. Same thing, I forgot that Colin Quinn was fucking involved. From fucking SNL back in the day. Holy shit. I watched 3 episodes of Remote Control the other night. It was 2 nights ago. So that was like what? Saturday? That was Friday night. Friday night, I'm watching like 3 episodes of Remote Control on YouTube at like midnight. So much fun. That being said, Ryan, I'm about to fucking review your comic. So you need to watch your fucking mouth on Hellraiser, okay? Let's just put some spec on that. Let's put some good respect on the name of Hellraiser. Rockin Robbie Live equals Robbie cracking himself up. Damien says, Bullseye Bob is a ginormous Wheel of Time fan. Can talk about it for hours. What a fucking nerd Bob is. Damn, 24-17. 49ers coming up. They're coming alive. We got Entropy and Comics in the house. What is up, Kevin? It's an adaptation of Zombie Flesh Eaters, which to us in the States is Zombie, which to those in Italy is Zombie 2, and to any pretentious fuck is Zombie 2. Joe says, I would love to see a War of the Worlds comic sequel or a different version. That could be cool. Fire Guy Ryan says, I watched some horrible straight-to-video one that, like, took place all at a dinner party. Are you thinking of Hellworld? Did it have Henry Cavill in it? Was it about a party for a video game release? That's the one that sounds familiar to me. Maybe it could be Bloodlines. Was it taking place in 3 different timelines? Excited for the Fog comic? That was a 70s flick, right? Close. It was 1980 when it released. I didn't know they were doing a Fog comic. It's one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. Make Two says, not much into horror, but Freddy was the shiznit when I was a teenager. Hell yeah, it was. He was. I wasn't a teenager yet, though. Ghostface was the shiznit when I was a teenager. Chill Out Man says, Inferno does have people actually trying to make a good movie. One collection down. Fable, what's up? Fable says, that is a lonely hill. I don't give a shit. Sad lonely hill made of shite, says Warren. Chill Out Man says, I actually like Nightmare 2. Nightmare 2's good. Brett says, remote control rules? Meg 2 says, I saw that MTV show. Two Guns sharing out the Hellraiser review. What's up, Brett? How you doing? There's the final one before the Hulu movie. That's either, I get these two mixed up. There's Judgment and there's Revelations. One of them sucks, and one of them's actually an interesting kind of reimagining of the concept, but I wouldn't 100% say that those are either great movies. One of them blows. It's the worst. I think that's Judgment. I'm not sure. Whatever Part 9 is. Part 10 I remember actually liking. Yeah, the last two did not have Doug Bradley. Sledhead says, Jason is my guy. Average Comics Joe says, what comic genre is hard for you to connect to? Mine is magical. For me, it's more of the your typical kind of fantasy stuff. Like, I'm not the biggest into, and I'm not just talking about like swords and sandals stuff, maybe like swords and sorcery. I can handle some of that, but fantasy in general, but sometimes like more of the like fantasy stuff about like elves and shit. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just not super into that. Judgment's the one that sucks. So Revelations has some interesting concepts, at least, I think. Maybe that's it. I do love the fucking new one. I do love the new one. The Hulu Hellraiser, I really like that movie. What horror movies do I not like or hate? I mean, okay, here's one. Here's one that really fucking gets in my crawl because everybody fucking loves it, and I think it's the biggest piece of fucking shit, and that's The Descent. The Descent is one of those ones that everybody fucking loves, and I'm like, y'all are off your fucking rocker. That movie's not good. There's that. Okay. Another one, mostly I can think of recent ones, okay? So like The Black Phone. Everybody loved The Black Phone. What the fuck are you talking about? The movie sucks. The movie's not good. The movie's just not good. The other thing is this. For the last year, 2023, Evil Dead Rise, get the fuck out of here. Evil Dead Rise is a piece of shit. Here's the thing, though. Halloween Ends is probably one of the worst horror movies I've ever seen. So there you go. Those are some that come to mind. Yeah, fuck those movies. Damn, 49ers just tied that shit up. What? That's crazy. Yeah, I remember Puppet Master. I have the whole box set on Blu-ray. We covered the first one on DHS, I believe. Warren, since you're part of the whole video nasty thing, have you been reading The Nasty from our friend John Lees from Glasgow? It's a really good book that's like a nice tribute to the video nasties. Hydrus96 says Black Phone was mid. Thank you, I agree. Had potential. The short story is great. I love the short story. Warren says, I made a few quid on bootleg Exorcist VHS tapes. Hell yeah, that sounds like the plot of a fucking 90s Guy Ritchie film. Smile was a little bit overrated. Yeah, I'd say Smile's a little bit overrated, but I wouldn't say I hated it. 62 Lefty Blues says, I just watched Werewolf Within last night. It was hilarious. I've never seen that. Yeah, it's a Vault comic, Warren. The Nasty by John Lees from Vault. Really, really cool. Worth checking out. Jay says, love John Lees. Can't wait for the Sink Monsters Kickstarter. Me either. I love John Lees. I love Alex. Got to hang out with those guys after hours at Heroes Con last year. It was super fun. Hydra says, Talk to Me was the most underrated horror movie of last year. I fucking love Talk to Me. I loved Talk to Me. I watched that motherfucking shit twice within 1 week. I loved it so much. Fire Guy Ryan says, The Nasty. I second that recommendation. Chill Out Man says, the movie Smile didn't scare me. It was the fact that people smiling, period, at all. It creeps me out. Okay, I can dig that. I can dig that. Joe says, I never saw any of the Creature from the Black Lagoon movies. The first one is a damn classic. If you get a chance, watch it in 3D because it's great in 3D. One of the first 3D films. The two sequels, Revenge of the Creature and The Creature Walks Among Us, they're good. They're all right. Clint Eastwood's in the third one, I believe. They're okay. Creature Walks Among Us is an interesting concept because they try to, I don't know, they do a surgery to the creature and make him a land dweller, and like at the end he goes off and drowns when he tries to go back to the fucking water. How fucking sad. But how awesome is it that Dan Waters and Ram V and Matthew Clark are doing a Creature from the Black Lagoon direct sequel for Universal Monsters' Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives from Skybound and Image Comics. And once again, proven that Skybound knows what the fuck is up. When it comes to comics, when it comes to mainstream, exciting comics, Skybound knows what the fuck is up. He knows. Skybound is a singular entity, I guess. But they know what they're doing over there. Transformers, the whole Energon universe, Duke, Cobra Commander. Duke number 2's out this week. I've already read it. Fucking rocks. There you go. Stu is in the house from Dr. Doom's fan club. Station Stu, good to see you here. Perry is in the house. Holla, Perry. Got to give a mad shout out to Perry. Perry cut together a YouTube short for me that I put up, and I used a lot of it. Like I titled it one of the ways he suggested, and I put it out at an odd time, Saturday night at 10, and it's doing pretty well. And what's weird with shorts is they do this, nothing, boom, and then nothing, and then boom. So actually, it's doing pretty well and performing better than any other short that we had. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Perry. I do appreciate that. 62 Lefty Blue says, I just picked up The Stuff from 1985 and haven't watched it yet. You haven't watched Larry Cohen's The Stuff? I fucking love that movie. I have a t-shirt of that movie. I love that movie. Buried Alive, TV movie, first movie directed by Frank Darabont. Never seen that one. Hydra says, can't wait to read Duke number 2. A lot of people are going to really like the end of Duke number 2. Pretty cool stuff. Can't wait for Maxine. Me neither. X and Pearl. Love them. Love them. Love them. JCVD's ass back in the Bloodsport days and the Kickboxer days. 2 thumbs up. Not even Roger Ebert would disagree with that. Kumite. 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 All right, we're taking a quick break. When we come back, we're going to know what exactly we're fucking doing, including the DC sneak peek, maybe a little bit of Marvel in the 90s here on Rockin Robbie motherfucking Live. Recording.
We're recording.
Hey, gang. Welcome to... Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Rockin Robbie Live here on Pop Culture Philosophers. I am your host, Rockin Robbie Bills. How is everybody doing? We've had a great show already, just getting together, hanging out, having nerdtastic discussions. But let me shout out Nerdtastic News. Somebody please throw out a link to Manny's channel. Nerdtastic News. I was talking about this earlier. Out of me and the Excitable PCP crew, and even the extended crew and the extended Bad Batch and all that stuff, Manny is probably technically one of the best one about all of us. Manny is always positive. He's always insightful. He's always entertaining. And he's got the technical skill. He knows how to light a video. He knows how to do audio for a video. He knows how to do multiple setups with cameras and this and that. He knows how to edit a video. He knows how to make a thumbnail. He knows all of this shit and more. He does what I does, but does it even better because he has all those technical skills as well. Something that I just do not have. So I just want to give a big shout out to Manny. Everybody go sub up Nerdtastic News right now. And Fable, thank you so much for pumping that out there in the chat. All right. We've had a great show already. We're about to get into the DC sneak peek, but before we do that, I'm going to get into the comic books that I did not review last week on the weekly comic book review because my diamond shipment was delayed because of the winter weather. So we're going to be talking about some of the extra books that I read over the last week, including Crashdown #1 from Miss Hates fucking Hellraiser, Mr. Hates Hell fucking Hellraiser, Fire Guy Ryan. But it's all right. I'm going to still be biased. I do crack myself up way too much on the show. We're also coming up later on in the show, Dman Batman, and we're going to get into some Marvel in the 90s. Follow me on Twitter at @TheRockinRobbie. Join the PCP Army. That's the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. We're almost at 2,000 followers on Instagram, which... that's cool. So if you're on Instagram and you haven't followed us yet, please do. Pop Culture Philosophers. We're right there. Join in on Figgy Friday. Join in on Throw Your Sets Up Saturday. We do the same thing over at PCP Army on Saturdays and on Fridays. So that's all Fable's thing. Check out Blame Fable and his amazing friends on Friday nights. Great stuff. Great crew that's attached to the PCP Army, to Excitable PCP crew, to PCP. Fable's a member of the Excitable PCP crew. Manny's a member of the PCP crew. So excitable we are. Yeah. Anyway, please do like, share, and subscribe, and you can support the channel with Super Chat, which will trigger that Hellboy song I saw some people talking about in the description. You can also help out by upgrading the PCP Studio. We got an Amazon wish list that needs to be thought out, because most of the stuff is gone on that list, because we've had some amazing people, most of them anonymous, which is really fucking pissing me off. I got this big package yesterday. It came with my Cloud Lifter, which is our mic amp that we've severely needed for a long time. Came with that. Came with an Amazon smart plug. Came with this awesome power bar that I have now on my desk, that I can have extra USBs and plugs put in and shit, and it was so sorely fucking needed. And I got this other thing that like takes my internet, and like I can wire my internet up, but it has all these other USB ports and shit. I got all this stuff that just makes doing videos easier, more exciting, and has reinvigorated me. Obviously, the new look of the studio, everything that's going on, you see it visually. I'm still testing out the lights, still testing out the audio, but man, it has reignited a passion for me, for streaming, for doing this type of content, for doing PCP, for just going at it 180%. Because that's what we do, because we want to take everything we have, go extra. Not just 100%, but 180%. So that means you turn your ass around and pay attention. We pull a 180 on you. You know what I'm saying? Hey! Anyway, so that's what we're doing here at PCP, but thank you all so much. There is a pinned comment with a link to the Amazon wish list. For instance, something on that wish list is blackout curtains for that window right there. I hate the fact that when I do the streams during the day, light comes out of that window. Now, I got some posters up behind those blinds. That's cool, but what I would really like is blackout curtains right there. They're on the PCP Studio Upgrade wish list. They're not expensive. And if somebody sends me those, it's a rod. There's two separate things, a rod and the curtains. If y'all somebody sends me that, you get a PCP mystery box. And if you want to do that bullshit where you're anonymous, I can't help you. But I need those blackout curtains. That's like the next prevalent thing, because I hate the light flooding in. But also, to make those blackout curtains super cool, we got some extra lights on there and shit. So, like, I don't know. Like, I just want it to all look cool, and it excites me. Like, I had my girlfriend over last night. It was the first time that she's actually seen the studio in this form. I had just gotten new equipment and set it all up, and she came in here, and she was like, what the hell? This looks fucking dope. This is the coolest room in your apartment. Now I'm like, I know. I just looked at the list. What is a personal female massager used for? I should put one on the list. No, but everybody that sent in stuff, only one of you have done it non-anonymously. And just thank you. I am overwhelmed, like honestly overwhelmed with how much y'all love this channel and how much you want to see us succeed and how much you support me and what I do here. It really is overwhelming. So thank you all so much. I'm going to take a sip of beer so I don't start crying here. Anyway, if you want to support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/PCP, like these fine PCP patrons right there, or by buying something off of that studio wish list, or by dropping a super chat, which blesses everybody because they get to hear the Hellboy song. Check out the show I did last night on Dylan's Horror Show. We talked about The Dark Half, a very cool, super cool conversation. My first face-to-face with Billy Powermax, and that was actually a really great conversation, Billy. You did a great job. You didn't let me down. Tomorrow night, on PCP Movie Night, we're going to be talking about 12 Monkeys, the Terry Gilliam film from the mid-90s that stars Bruce Willis, Madeline Stone, and Brad Pitt. So join us for that. We now pause for station identification. I'm looking for the station button. I got too many buttons now. And we got a super chat from Perry. Perry, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. $2 holla. Hey, yo. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Hellboy. He was sent to the earth some long time ago to save it or destroy. Brought to this earth by Rasputin, son of a demon and a nun who had a sex with a demon, but was raised by Professor Broom. And now he fights evil and monsters. Shit! And now he fights with a man who's a fish named Eddie. And now he fights with a fire starter named Liz. And an ectoplasmic mess named Yokai. Thank you so much for the super chat, Perry. I really do appreciate it. You are a king amongst men. I love my man Perry. By the way, everybody, Perry is about to hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. You know what that means? That means he gets the YouTube silver button plaque. And I tell you this, I don't give a shit what anybody says on this platform. We all want that fucking button. We all want that YouTube fucking button. We're approaching 20,000. So we're very far off from that. But my man Perry is so close. If you have not supported Perry yet here on YouTube, get over there and check him out. And I didn't just say that because he threw out a $2 super chat. I'll be honest with you. $2, that ain't shit. YouTube's going to take 30% of that. Perry knows that. Perry just wanted y'all to get the joy of the Hellboy song. That's the kind of dude Perry is. Perry is someone I consider a friend. I've been doing streams with this dude for years at this point. I consider him a friend. I missed him at MegaCon last year. He showed up on Saturday. I wasn't there. I was hungover. Post-strip club. Waiting. Went to the con, way too busy, just sat in line. Frank Miller wound up first in line. Had a great time meeting Frank Miller, but I would have preferred to meet Perry and just have some good times with that dude. So y'all go show Perry the love, because Perry's always been down since day one. Since day motherfucking one. That's Perry. John says, Spiliotopoulos says that he just bought everything on the Amazon wish list. Let me verify this. I got to verify this. If we verify this, we're going to have a grand celebration. But I swear, John, you still buy me a tequila shot at MegaCon. Y'all are too fucking kind. Y'all trying to make me fucking cry up here. Instead of crying, I sing the Hellboy song. That's what I do. And then, honestly, whoever that was talking about the female massager, you got me twisted, because then I was like, did I share the wrong list? PCP Studio. Let's see here. This is riveting, isn't it? This is riveting. Let's see. Well, goddamn. Well, goddamn. Well, goddamn. Well, goddamn. Oh, the only things that weren't purchased were two things that aren't available anymore. Holy shit. Spillio, Brittany, I love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. Jesus Christ. This one's for Spillio and Brittany. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Hellboy, and he was sent to the earth some long time ago to save it or destroy. Brought to this earth by Rasputin, son of a demon and a nana who had a sex with the demon. I'm trying to do extra. But was raised by Professor Broom, and now he fights evil and monsters. Now he fights with the man who's a fish named Abe. Now he fights with the fire starter named Liz, and an ectoplasmic mess named Spillio, Mr. and Mrs. Spillio, don't you know that I love you? Y'all are the best in the nation, so we gotta say, station. Too much love going on here, y'all. Let's get some hate going on. We gotta talk about Ryan's comic crash. Once again, cracking myself up. I love the idea that there's somebody possibly watching on a live stream where I'm going to review their work. Because then I can just dangle that shit all night long. And that's at least one dude I got like really good watch time on. So I fucking love you, Spillio. John, Britt, I fucking love y'all. Cannot wait to see y'all. Cannot wait to see y'all. You're going to watch out. You're going to get big-ass hugs and smooches when you first see me this week. Trust me. Spillio says, I said it before and I will say it again. I love my brother Robbie. He has helped me through a lot of tough times, and also he has helped me with a lot of personal stuff in my life. We love him. Well, I love you too. Vice versa. Motherfucker. All right, let's take a look at the chat and see where we... It's too fucking... Y'all are too awesome. Y'all are too awesome. I want to take a look at the chat because I missed some stuff. Let's see what happens here. A lot of that was ripping off Montiahu, actually. Where did that come from? I don't fucking know. Feeling happy, feeling good. How many beers have I had? 2. Okay. Okay, we're on the second one right now. I just had to double check. How much weed have I smoked? Not enough. Y'all ready for MegaCon? I'm getting ready for MegaCon. I don't even have tequila tonight. I'm not going to have a shot of tequila until I get to Orlando, motherfuckers. It's fucking stuck. All right. Let's take a look. This is somebody's first Rockin Robbie Live, and they're like, what the fuck? Trust me, it's been a mad descent down to this state. Just wait till I go live when I'm on shrooms one day. I'll never do that. Maybe I should. $1,000 super chat. I'll go live on shrooms. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Fable says Manny makes all my stuff. There we go. Manny makes all of my stuff. Big facts, says Stu. Manny is everyone's executive producer. Shout out Nerdtastic News. Hell yeah. Taki says Manny for president. My beard doing weird shit over there. What the fuck? All right. That's fine. Our Ariaga is in the house. What is up? How you doing? Awesome, Robbie. The burnout is real. Yeah, it was happening, you know. But you know, I took some time off of a lot of shows in 2023 and rebuilt some pieces of my life that were falling away. And I rebuilt some stuff, and I feel good. I got a great fucking community around me personally here in town, and got a solid job. Love my job. Love this job. Love what I do here. Got a great fucking family around me. Great support system, and now I'm ready to get back into it a little bit. And y'all have noticed, you know, 4 weekly pop culture wrap-ups in a row, right? So yeah, hell yeah, very excited about that. So no weekly pop culture wrap-up next week though, because I'll be at MegaCon. Kelvin says, have you ever viewed Road to Perdition for movie night? Or how about Akira or A Menace to Society? No. On all 3 of those accounts. Now, let me tell you this. I really like Road to Perdition, directed by Sam Mendes, a follow-up of his to American Beauty, which is a film I do like. Problematic as some think that some of the plot elements may be, and I might agree with that, and as problematic as Kevin Spacey is, a.k.a. he's a piece of shit. I do like American Beauty, and I really like Road to Perdition, of course, based on the Max Allan Collins graphic novel, right? So there's that. That's a cool one. That's definitely one to consider. Akira. We did Akira the comic, the manga, on Comics Revisited, and I immediately had regrets that we didn't just do the movie and the comic on 2 separate nights, but I did go over the movie a little bit on that Akira Revisited that we did for the comic book series. But that would be a great one to do. Menace to Society. No, we've never done it. We've done other films in that vein. We've done Boys in the Hood. We just recently did Do the Right Thing. We've done New Jack City. We've done others as far as black cinema goes. So I would totally be down to do Menace to Society. I haven't seen that one in decades. Robbie blessed the studio. No, the PCP Army blessed the studio is what happened. Hey, listen to this, Stu. James says, Stu, love your streams. The hard work you put into your shows really shows. That's awesome. 49ers have come up on the Lions. A lot of love for Perry. Yeah, I got to watch the reaction. It keeps popping up on my YouTube feed, but I haven't checked it out yet. I want to see his live reaction to Sean Claude's ass. Two Gun Pedro says, my contributions to the PCP studio is the decor and to the wardrobe. Well, that as well as content, brother. You have directly inspired content that I've done either here or on DHS. So 100%, bruh. You are one of the biggest supporters I got, and I love you, Two Gun. You are my pick for channel supporter of the year at the CBC Awards. We're going to try to win you over this year for sure. Fuck. I can't believe I just randomly started fucking beatboxing. I'm sure I've done that before. Yeah, Sledhead. Ladies and gentlemen, the human beatbox. Two Gun, Robbie, the human beatbox. What beer is that? Yeah. It's Avondale. It's a AOK from Avondale. It's an IPA. Tropical IPA. I love IPAs. Boom, boom. On the shores of probability, you'll probably find me looking hard to see. Memories riding in on waves of capabilities, filling me with ecstasy, breathing in the salty breeze, bittersweet abundances of love, life, and liberty. Forward is the ocean, behind me commotion, erosion at my feet, and the shadows approaching. This notion's atrocious, this motion's corrosive. Suppose that this ghost was sent to break away my focus, but I can't have it, so I dive and submerge. Fight the urge to lose my nerve, give in and convert. The version that they furnace burst my insides like a furnace. Now I'm earnest with intent to emerge with new purpose. Now I rise as the bearer of light. They think I fear the darkness, that I'm terrified of night. But with their false predictions, now they've gone mad on me. Still I hit it with precision like I'm Don Mattingly. Yo, where you gonna go when the shadows fall? They hold you to the wall and they force you to crawl. No point in trying to stall when there's no one to call. But we can all stand tall even when the shadows fall. Sorry, y'all, but when the Holy Spirit moves, you got to move with it. You know what I'm saying? I wrote that, just so you know, years and years ago. In case anybody's wondering. Hey, what's the name of that brewery down in Huntsville, and do you like it? There's a few down here. Yellowhammer, Straight to Ale's probably the most popular one. Salty Nut is down here. We used to have Rocket Republic. I really liked them. We used to have Blue Pants. I liked them. So there's a few that have gone away, but Straight to Ale's the biggest one, and yes, I'm a big, big fan. This is from AOK, this Avondale. This is from Birmingham, Alabama, so it's not super local to me, but it's like an hour and a half away. So. Chill Out Man says, I don't know about Huntsville, but south of Rockin Robbie, every backyard is a brewery. Yeah, we kind of got that going here now, too. I have not seen The Blackening. I want to, though. Taki with the super chat saying, please put me on the Menace panel. Well, when we do it, you're going to be on that panel, Taki. You know it. You know it. Let's go. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Taki. Taki's got some good ideas about some movies and some comic books. Oh, don't you know? He likes to do it in this cool dapper style that has me go buck wild in my smile. But you know, he's got something reserved behind those eyes, and it's called the truth. Taki deserves your subscription. Shit, someone throw that link in the chat, please, to his channel. He is one of my best homies. All right, y'all, we got to get serious here, okay? We got a show to do here. We can't just, like, be fooling around. We can't just be, like, cutting up, beatboxing, rapping, doing shit like that. We got a show to get to. So we gotta do that. Choco's 26, what is up? How you doing, bro? Good to see you. Spin fire, thank you. Yeah, you did come back at exactly the right time. By the way, we just finished talking about your book, Ryan, and I hated it. Just kidding, we haven't talked about it yet. All right. What's going on? All right, before we have to get to a point where we have to take another break, let's just fucking do this. All right. Here are some comics that came out last week that I was not able to review because the Diamond shipment was way delayed. We had mail stoppage for like a week, and it set everything behind. So, here we go. First up, Lotus Land, issue number 3. I had the benefit, because I didn't get my Diamond books on time, the other day I sat down and reread issue 1 and 2. Because I was falling out of this book, but I really do like Darcy Van Polgeest as a writer. He wrote one of my favorite comics just a few years ago. The comic of the year of like, I think it was 2019 maybe, but Little Bird. I love Darcy's work. I think he's a cool dude as well. Lotus Land, I was getting disconnected with, never really connected to it, but I reread issue number 1 and 2, and I'm glad I did because I really like this book. It's got this film noirish kind of style, like an old school hard-boiled detective story type thing, but it's got some really interesting sci-fi ideas that are all anchored in by a human experience that I absolutely adore. So that was good. Skeeters, issue number 2, written by Bob France and Kevin Cuff, but the art and coloring by Kelly Williams. This is about giant mosquitoes. This is straight up cheesy horror B-movie stuff that I just eat up and adore. I love Kelly's artwork. He's a super cool dude. I've met him a few times. He does his own coloring. He does like watercolor and stuff. Let me find you a super gnarly page here. How about that right there? If you're not reading Skeeters, this is from Mad Cave. Definitely check that out. Read the final issue of Rumpus Room. Mark Russell does it again. An absolutely fantastic ending to Rumpus Room, which, yeah, it's Mark Russell, so it's satirical. It's against the 1%. It's that kind of stuff, but he never tells the same story again. Even though he may have some thematic elements that carry over from book to book, he does not utilize them in the narrative or in the subtext of the book in quite the same way, title to title. Rumpus Room was an unexpected ending. It was an abrupt ending, but it was also an ending that went a little long, but at the same time had a lot of nuance to it. So I really, really did like that book. Then we've got, from our friends over at Dynamite, Justice Ducks, issue number 1. This is a spin-off of the Darkwing Duck series. It's basically the Justice League of the Darkwing Duck universe. It's got Gizmo Duck in it. It's silly. It's fun. It's for kids, but it's also for adults. It's for anybody who loves Darkwing Duck, and it hits all of the tone of the OG series together. Then I read this little book called Crashdown. First thing I want to address is the cover that I picked. There were some great covers for Crashdown. Cover A by Ben Temple-Smith was great. The David Mack cover was probably, honestly, the best out of all of them. Could have been a contender for cover of the week. Definitely probably could have beat out Tenement for cover of the week. There was also a really badass James Stokoe Flash cover this week. But I'm a mark for Jim Mahfood. So major shout out to Massive, Whatnot, Tom and Ryan and Ben for getting Mahfood to do a cover. I just love this dude's work. I've met him several times over 20 years, and he's just one of my favorites. What do I think about this book? I liked this book. I liked this book a lot. Knowing that this is Tom and Ryan's first comic book, and let's be honest here. I've met Tom in person once. I've had interactions with him on YouTube. We've done shows together. I've interacted with Ryan on a stream before. I swear we were on a stream together at some point, like 2 or 3 years ago. And then we have interactions on IG and like private messages and stuff. But one of my first worries about Crashdown was going to be that it's written by amateur comic book writers. It's written by people who have never done this. Now, I'm in the same boat. I'm working on a book. I've never officially written a comic to be released to people. That's got to be nerve-wracking. But I've read a lot of people's first comics, and there is something usually there that I was worried about finding here. I did not find it here. Ryan, I know, has a really great grasp on comics, on the storytelling medium itself, and on story itself. The story in this book is really cool. It's a familiar idea. It's about a crash landing. It's Lost in a way, right? It's like anything else. And just like Lost was in the major concept of that about people crash landing on an island being lost, Gilligan's Island did that before Lost. Lost does it in a different way. What Crashdown does is it does it in a sci-fi setting in a Lovecraftian way. So you got me on concept already. You're taking a familiar story that I know and understand the structure of, so I hope that you play with that structure. You've already been doing it in issue number 1. So I really appreciated that. We got this idea that this humanity is trying to expand out from Earth because the sun is dying. They're trying to send people to these other planets that they think are going to be habitable. What happens if they crash down on one of those planets that's like planet fucking Lovecraft? That's what's going on in Crashdown. But there's an interpersonal dynamic. There's these relationships and ideas, these personalities that are being built up with the characters. So this is also a book that's focused on characters. Now, the characters right now are very kind of flat. They're not fully realized yet. But in issue number 1, we're setting up the premise, we're introducing these characters, and we're setting up a hook to bring us back into issue number 2. This book does all of that splendidly well. And I hope to see these characters a little bit more rounded out with a little bit more nuance in future issues. And I think that's what we're going to get. Ryan and Tom have done a great job of crafting the story, creating characters that represent archetypes, but I hope that they don't just blend into cliche. But we haven't seen any true development yet from those characters because right now we're focused in on premise and introduction. And what this book does is does what an issue number 1 should. The script was good. There's some exposition in there, but it's delivered in a very natural way. It's not completely 100% organic, but it flows. And at no point did the script feel stunted or stalled or stiff or boring or dull in any kind of way. Now, we also have Ben Templesmith doing the artwork and the lettering. First of all, really like the lettering. There is an element to it that it's obviously digital lettering, and that's how most people do it, but I really did like it. It has this idea of being like right above or on top of the image with a little bit of a drop shadow. I actually like that approach. I like the fonts. I like the lettering, where it was placed. It helped especially some of the exposition parts, helped them flow right through. The art by Ben Templesmith is not as clean or precise or as refined as certain things I've read from him in the past, like 10 Grand, which is one of my favorite books from Ben Templesmith. Ben Templesmith, though, knows how to tell a story, and he knows how to tell a story in a very graphic sense, but also doing it in a very stylized way. The colors that he utilizes in this book, they jump off. Everything seems so neon, Tron-like, and it really helps it out. The physical artifact is great. It smells pretty good. It's not the smell of the week. It's all right. There are two, let me nitpick. There are 2 single page splashes back to back that I feel like should have been spaced out a little bit more. I feel like I lose the impact going from this. First of all, that to that is awesome, but then to have another one, it just kind of throws the vibe of it off. But then the pace gets back. I love the art. It is rushed is the wrong word, but it feels frantic. For Ben Templesmith, it feels frantic, and it adds to me to the tension of this book. I really like the concepts. I like the introduction of the characters. I like the introduction of the character conflicts. I like the art. I like how expressive and big it is. I love the coloring, love the lettering, love the Jim Mahfood cover. David Mack cover's even better. I'll tell you what, Ryan, great job. Great job. This was actually a pretty solid debut issue. You did exactly what an issue number 1 should do, and for that, I applaud you. I gotta go take a whiz. We're gonna take a station identification. All right, y'all. I'm back. Let me take a look at the chat, see what's going on here. Hey, we got OUG in the chat. What's up? Carrie, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh, we got Bearded Comic Bro in here. Station. See y'all's thoughts on the rest of the review. And that was the rest of the story. Just got here. He was singing about Taki. Oh, Fire Guy, I was just fucking with you, man. No, that's my honest review about it, man. Bearded Comic Bro says, I heard Lotus Land and came running. Yeah, man, I'm really liking that book. Eric says, Lotus Land has been great. I'm loving that book. Pretty much almost exactly what I said. Greg also says, Mark Russell is the best. Yeah, absolutely. Got to meet Bob and Kevin, my LCS cool guys. Hell yeah. The name changer says, I would pick up Rumpus Room. Too bad I didn't get it from the get-go, but I passed on Skeeter. Also picked up Justice Ducks. Well, there should be a trade paperback of Rumpus Room at not too long from now. Greg says, damn, now Justice Ducks Robbie is literally on the bearded side of his pull list. Let's get dangerous. Oh, Greg says he's a mark for Ryan. I'm a mark for Jim Mahfood, so I was buying Crash Down #1 no matter what. Tom's buddies with Mahfood. We got another one coming. Ryan, really? Dude, he's at he was at the art experience this weekend, the OAX or whatever, right? But so a lot of those guys are. There was such a lineup there. Mike Allred, Jim Mahfood, some of my favorite artists in the business were there. I've met him. I met him for the first time. I met Mahfood at Wizard World Chicago 2002. That was the first time I met him. And then I met him again at Heroes Con in maybe, I guess, 2022 or something. I don't know, whenever he was last there. And had a great experience. I met him a few times there, but he was also at the Drink and Draw. But there was a dude who was an avid original art collector who was at Mahfood's table and was going through a book of like artwork from Daniel Warren Johnson and Stephen Green and James Herron and Ryan Otley. And we were just like, we were having one of those moments where like me and Brian and Jim Mahfood and this dude who had these original pieces were just like, look at that white media. Is that whiteout? We're just like, look, that's real screen tone. We're like, just like oogling over it. I love Jim Mahfood. He's commented on a few of my videos too. I'm such a fucking fan of Jim Mahfood's. Knowing that Tom's cool with him, like cool with him, that's fucking cool. That's cool. Yeah, it's got to be nerve-wracking, bro. Fire Guy Ryan says he calls it Lost in Space. That makes sense. Bearded Comic Bro. Robbie said Lost. Ryan's night is made. I can't wait for the polar bears in issue number 2. There was just a zoo there. Don't worry about it. It's not from the comic book or nothing. All right, San Francisco's still up right now, looks like. Here's my thing. Hey, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who's read it, but I'm going to tell you this. That fucking dude who's all like, yeah, it's lonely to the main chick, right? The main chick and her lover go in a cryo freeze at the same time. So it doesn't work out, right? That fucker's responsible. 100%. That fucker's responsible, right? Make2 says, Crashdown sounds interesting and has a dope cover. 4 issues, says Fire Guy Ryan, the co-writer and co-creator of this book. Here's another thing, Ryan. I want to ask you this personally. It says, Comic Tom Garcia. Could have just said Tom Garcia. My book's going to say Robbie Billups. It's not going to say Rockin Robbie Billups. Maybe it should, but it's not. Why does yours not say Fire Guy Ryan? Is it Sergeant or Sergeant? What is it? I like it. I like this. This has been, like, I'll be honest with you. I don't like a lot of Massive and whatnot publications, but I really like this one. It's one that stands out to me. I wanted to like The Exiled. I did not. Look at that, y'all. Plus, they got me with the Lovecraftian shit. Oh. There was a moment where I'm like, oh, Ben Templesmith doing sci-fi? Yeah, but he's doing sci-fi by way of Lovecraft, which is actually very appropriate for sci-fi because, let's be honest, Lovecraft is probably more science fiction based than horror based. When you think about the Cthulhu mythos and all that stuff, yeah, man. And Hellboy, you know, and I know that Tom's a big mark for Hellboy. Ryan, do you like Hellboy? I'm certain. Like, so it's like some of those ideas may be there. Man, it's a dope story. I'll tell you that. Oh, you're welcome, Ryan. Damn, San Francisco won. San Francisco Chiefs. Who gives a shit? Fuck them both. Fuck them both. How about that? How about that? Fuck them both. Oh, whatever, Fire Guy. Shut the fuck up, Ryan. People know who the fuck you are. Get the fuck out of here. I remember when I first saw y'all. I was like, it was when I was like, probably about a year or two into doing YouTube, and I started seeing these videos pop up, and I was like, who are these fucking guys? And I would watch y'all, and I really liked it, man. I really liked it. Get the fuck out of here. Ryan says, I'm into Hellboy, but I come for the Lovecraft obsession for show. Hell yeah. The publisher. We got to call you Comic Tom. No, I'm really proud of y'all. You're doing great work. Station. All right. DC's got some books out this week, believe it or not. I've read them, at least the ones I want to. Here is your official. Why have I lost all my buttons? Seriously, where is it? Damn, I didn't set it up. Is it too late? It's too late to set it up. All right. Here is your official DC sneak peek. Just imagine there was a cool graphic that popped up there with the show Titans Beast World. Number 6, the final issue of Titans Beast World. how to talk about this one. So I liked Beast World at first. I thought it was pretty solid. And then it started kind of not being as impactful as I wanted it to be. And now, to be honest, the ending, as far as the book itself, it undoes a lot of the significance of what it started out with by the end of the issue, but it does lead some things. It does set up some things that can be kind of developed from it. Number one, here's my thoughts now overall about the series. It's a decent enough ending, I guess. It runs a little bit long, gets a bit sappy, but it does have some nice surprises and twists. So we've had the revelation of who Dr. Hate was. I kind of rolled my eyes at that, but it's really good for Titans fans. Like, if you're reading Titans, and if you're a fan of Titans, this is it for you. This is a Titans-focused emotional story. And I really liked how it started, and I do like the setup by the end of it. As a DC event, it falls a little bit flat for me because it feels like the scope is not quite there. But where it does work for me is the stepping stone into where we're going as a whole for the DC universe. This could have easily been a Titan-centric event or mini-event that led nowhere to the ultimate goal of the DC universe and was just mostly based on Titans and didn't really impact anything else. But DC feels like they actually got a plan. And the boost of Amanda Waller, what's going on there, that's exciting to know as a DC universe fan proper. So this is definitely, I hate to say it at the end, but it's definitely a trade weight. And it's just mostly to know where we're going in the next phase of the DCU. But if you're a Titans fan, this is some pretty solid stuff. All right, then we got Batman Off-World issue number 3, another great issue from Jason Aaron and Doug Mahnke. Great artwork, a great story. Batman decides, yo, if I'm going to protect Gotham, I got to know how to deal with everything, including aliens, puts himself up in space, gets his ass kicked, has to pull himself back together. Now that he's maybe involved in some alien love. Alien love? Why you say alien love? But it works. It's big, it's bombastic, it's funny, it's clever, and it's got a little bit of nuance, and it's got some great artwork. Batman Off-World, super cool book. Then we got Alan Scott, Green Lantern, issue number 4. This is the origin of the Golden Age Red Lantern. It's got a personal connection to Alan Scott. I like this exploration of this side of his character. I like these reinterpretations or reimagining of the Golden Age since Jeff Johns came back in and revitalized that section of DC. I really appreciate these solo series they've been doing, including this one, giving us a little bit of a different light on Alan Scott, and the Red Lantern stuff was really, really, really engaging for me. All right, then we got some annuals out this week. I read the Batman and Robin annual, written by Josh Williamson with artwork by Howard Porter. The artwork is super rushed. It's not as good as I've seen from Howard Porter back in the day or even recently, but it does have kind of an energy to it, a frantic energy that I do appreciate. The story's decent. You don't have to read this to understand where we're going in Batman and Robin. It's not really connected to the main narrative, but it is a nice Batman and Robin-centric story. Damian and Bruce going out, camping, trying to reconnect as father and son, but they're doing it in a very Batman and Robin way. So I did enjoy that one. And then we got Batman, Superman, World's Finest 2024 annual. And this one's all right. I think this one's kind of mostly skippable. It's got an opening story that's about like Mixtus and Batmite and setting up a story that's going to be in World's Finest number 25. If you're reading the main title, you might want to check that out, but it's a very small story. Then there's the Metamorpho story that follows up that Metamorpho arc that was okay. There's a Bumblebee story. It's kind of like a prequel to World's Finest Teen Titans. It was just okay. And then what was the last story? The last story is the Challengers of the Unknown story that I didn't like at all. So the only story that I really thought was good was this first one that sets up the idea that there's a Justice League equivalent in the fifth dimension. It's not just Mixtus and Batmite, but there's like a Wonder Woman one and a Black Canary one. But it sets up something interesting. But I don't know if you need to buy this for $5 just to read 8 pages of a story to lead into another one. The other stuff's okay, it's decent, but at least it does kind of have that throwback of a bunch of different stories in a big form. So on a small week, that's all right. And that's what I read, and that's what I thought. So to recap, Batman Superman World's Finest Annual is just kind of okay. Batman and Robin Annual is good, not super tied into the main thread, but I did like it. What else do we have? I put everything down at the bottom. All right. Batman Off-World is off the rocker, ridiculous. Alan Scott Green Lantern, really cool there. I like that. And then Titans Beast World, a little bit of a disappointment as far as a main DC event, but I liked how it progressed Amanda Waller's story and the threat that she's presenting to the DCU as a whole. But as a Titans event, it actually works, has more punch to a Titans fan, and that has been your DC Sneak Peek. All right, we're taking a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be doing Marvel in the 90s and Dman Batman here on Pop Culture Philosophers.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
I so hope this part doesn't go in the video where I'm just standing here staring forwards. That'd be so embarrassing.
everybody, welcome back to Pop Culture Philosophers. In particular, welcome back to Rockin Robbie Live. We are in the third and final act of a great show. We've had a great show, man. We've talked about the DC books that are coming out this week. We talked about the final bit of books I didn't get to read from last week, including Crashdown, issue number 1. We had the first 5. We had a bunch of chat, a bunch of ramble, a bunch of celebration, a bunch of love spread out here in the PCP Army, and that's what we do here every Sunday night on Rockin Robbie Live, but we will not be here next week or the week after. Next week is MegaCon. I'll be driving back from Orlando, Florida, but I will be at MegaCon this week. So let's meet up, let's hang out, let's chat. If you're going to be at MegaCon, let us know. Reach out on socials. Try to find us. We'll be at Twin Peaks most of those nights. Just come hang out, have a beer, buy me a shot of tequila. Fuck, that's one way to get a seat at a table. I'll tell you that. Buy somebody a shot. You're going to sit down at the table. So there's that. But anyway, coming up here, though, we do have 12 Monkeys tomorrow night on PCP Movie Night. So join us for that, 8 p.m. Central Time. No Rockin' Robbie Live next week. No PCP Movie Night the following week either, that Monday, because of MegaCon. And then 2 weeks from tonight is the Super Bowl. Apparently the 49ers and the Chiefs. What a snooze fest. However, we're not going to be live during the Super Bowl because we never are. So we'll be back after a 2-week hiatus. We'll be back for Rockin' Robbie Live, and we'll be popping again. But we got lots of stuff to get into tonight still, including Dman Batman and Marvel in the 90s. Follow Pop Culture Philosophers on Facebook and on Instagram. If you're on Facebook, join the PCP Army. That's the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheRockinRobbie. You can support the channel over at patreon.com/PCP. And by the way, I don't want to put the date down yet, but maybe March, maybe April, we're going to start doing Patreon exclusive live movie commentaries. Y'all remember when I did Mummy Monday, or I went through some of the Dracula films and I would watch it along with you and we would have a chat? We're going to be bringing that back. That's why I got that TV in this room now. I'm just trying to figure this out. Maybe someone can help me out. How can I stream and still have the audio from my TV and Blu-ray player go into my headphones so that I don't have to have the audio out? It can be in my headphones. I don't know how to work that out. Maybe somebody can help me out. If so, reach out on socials. Facebook, Instagram, something like that. Sometimes things get buried in message request folders, and I have really bad luck with those. But just reach out however you can. Send us an email, popculturephilosophers@gmail.com. Whatever. So that's something we're adding to the patreon.com/PCP. So thank you to all the PCP patrons listed right there. Also, you can support the channel with Super Chat, or you can support the channel by purchasing. Well, actually, everything's been purchased from that wish list. So never mind. Yep, never mind. You can send donations straight to PayPal. Contact 420@gmail.com. You can send, those are all, that's, if you want to buy me a drink at MegaCon, that's where you send it. Shots of tequila at Twin Peaks are $4 for my Jose Cuervo Silver. $4. $4 plus $1 tip, or a $2 tip if you ain't cheap. You can send that to PayPal. Contact 420@gmail.com. Anyway, all the support we need is you being here, participating in the conversation, liking, sharing, subscribing, all of that jazz, because this show, even though we have a grand plan, this show is driven, fueled, if you will, by your questions, your thoughts, your comments, and your concerns. So let's take a look at the chat. OUG and Ryan are gone. All right, now that Ryan's gone, that was rough lying about Crashdown like that in front of Ryan. Like, I just want to be cool with Ryan and Tom. So, like, Jesus Christ, y'all. That book sucks. It blows. I'm just kidding. I'm just totally kidding, y'all. Somebody clip that, though, and send it to him. Anyway, let's take a look. Boom, 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 boom. Dynamite knows where the Alien Love reference was from. That's awesome. Bowfinger, man. Dude, Dynamite, 2,000 cool points for knowing where the shit that comes from. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Sledhead says, speaking of Marvel in the 90s, I just picked up Jim Lee's run on Fantastic Four. I really like that run. I'm not going to lie. I like the way he was able to tie in the Inhumans and the Galactus story and the Heralds and the origin and Doom, and it was all related. I like that. Jim Lee artwork for the first half, Brett Booth for the second half. Yeah, and Jim Lee's Galactus is the shit. Who's excited about the Joker Year 1 story arc in the 3 issues of Batman this February? I'm excited, Chocos. I'll tell you what. I've read the first issue, and it's really damn good. I like what Chip is doing on Batman right now. I like Detective better, but they're 2 different stories. One majorly plugged into the main story of the DC Universe. One more kind of on its own, perennial, evergreen classic feeling. Bo wants to know, how did everyone feel about Tynan's Batman run? I've seen mixed talk, but I enjoyed the Scarecrow stuff. I felt like there was a missed opportunity to really deliver the definitive Scarecrow story that kind of got undercut by all of the not Peacemaker, but whatever the fuck they were, the Gotham, like, little RoboCop dude or whatever, right? Like, it kind of got undercut by that. However, Tynan's Detective Comics run is one of my favorite Batman runs. The one that focused on Bruce starting a team with Batwoman and Tim Drake Robin and Clayface and Cassandra Cain, and that is great shit. It's the DC Rebirth Detective Comics era, James Tynion. There's an omnibus out, there are trade paperbacks, but they're starting to go out of print. It is definitely one of the best runs on Detective Comics in the last 10 years. Yeah, the 11th is the Super Bowl, so next week we're off because I'm at MegaCon, and the week after that is the Super Bowl. Right? It's a Sunday. Kelvin says, I love Leonard Skinner, but I loathe the Confederate battle flag. I can agree with that sentiment 100%. Especially being down here. There's a lot of... You see it probably more down here than you do in other places, and it's... At least they're, like, letting me know not to go there. A lot of Clown Hunter and Batman Inc. Batman Inc. was a good run. The Ed Brisson stuff, that was really good. I really like that. Got paid Friday, broke on Sunday. Cheers. Same thing, chill. There you go. Welcome to America. Love you too, Spilio. Spilio, you might want to, I'll get right to this if you want to stay awake. Please stay awake for this. This is designed for you, Spilio. You better stay awake. Let me know you're here. Spilio, I swear, if you've left already, I'm going to kick your ass. I know you're bigger than me. That don't mean shit, bro. I bet if I kick you real good in the knee, you're down. I bet. Spilio, let me know that you're here. I'm about to talk about the Punisher, goddammit. Gonna leave before Marvel in the 90s. Okay, there you go. Let's do this. All right, I'm glad Spilio's here because it's time for Marvel in the 90s. All right, and we're continuing our look at the Punisher Warzone. Why are we singling out the Punisher Warzone? Because I wanted to get back into some 90s Punisher books. We've covered Punisher here in the 90s before. We covered the Final Days story arc, right? Weird stuff going on in that. We covered the Bernie Wrightson, Christopher Golden run. Weird Marvel Knightsy type stuff going on there. I wanted to get to just a proper Punisher story from the 90s, highlighted by artwork from John Romita Jr. and Klaus Janson. This shit is awesome. I've seen a lot of hate this weekend alone for John Romita Jr. because of an upcoming Daredevil or Wolverine cover. It's a Wolverine Daredevil cover. It does look bad. But y'all, John Romita Jr. is legit, and at one point he was at the height of his career. I think it may be the 90s. I know a lot of people like his 80s stuff. A lot of people like his 2000 Spider-Man run, but his 90s stuff is there for me. So in this story so far, what Chuck Dixon, the writer, has been delivering us is Frank Castle has gone undercover as a mafioso. He is now muscle for a segment of the mafia, and he's starting to get a little bit too into that life because it's giving him so much information, more information than he can typically get as Frank Castle, the Punisher, but he's starting to get a little bit sloppy. In the last issue, the mob boss's brother was killed by Frank Castle in his other identity for this mob dude, right? And this dude named Mickey that he's got who brought him into this world. He's the dude that he tortured and said, bring me into your mob and we'll do some stuff. And Frank's getting a little bit too into it. He's getting all this information in the first page. One of the reasons why John Romita Jr. gets so much work is because he knows how to crank a comic book out on time. One of those tricks is this. Here's a 9-panel grid that he only had to draw 4 panels for, okay? And 3 of those panels are very similar, but Klaus Janson bringing that texture. All right, so Frank is talking about how it's becoming too easy. He's getting all of these tips. He's got to go and take out everybody. A nice double-page vertical splash. A Punisher just coming in wrecking shit, right? Then he's just blowing up. He's like, it's crystal meth or something like that. So he's blowing it up. Look at that screen tone on that city. Look at the white media for those stars. Look at the texture on that explosion. That's why Klaus Janson is my absolute favorite inker for John Romita Jr. I know he's got some good ones, Al Williamson, Dan Green, but holy cow. Turns out, by the way, that the mob boss's brother didn't actually die. Even though he was under frozen water in a frozen over lake for 4 hours, he's still alive, going through a little bit of delusions, going through a little bit of amnesia, but we're tying back into the idea this is still alive. So the mob boss, what is his name? So Mickey is the dude. Johnny is who Punisher's supposed to be. I can't remember. I think it's Julius or something like that. Mr. Carbone. We'll just call him Carbone. So the mob boss comes in and he keeps telling, hey, Mickey, come talk to me. Send your cousin away. So Frank's off, but Frank's got eyes on this dude's daughter. He thinks he's going to get another way into this story. So while we get another double-page vertical splash, one side of it is Mr. Carbone talking to Mickey about, yo, you're Sicilian, right? I want you and he doesn't realize it, but he wants him and Frank Castle to be his, like, elite bodyguard. Right? So he's promoting them, and he's also getting this dude. He's like, this dude is Albanian or something, right? But he lies and says he's Sicilian to kind of get in. Meanwhile, Punisher has sex with a mob boss's daughter. Boom, chicka, wow, wow. Continuing there. So Mickey runs into Frank, a.k.a. Johnny, and says, yo, you don't even know. It's like we're part of the family now. And Frank goes, yeah, me too. Because he just, no diggity. He's got to bag it up. Anyway, Shotgun, who's been sent after the Carbone family, is doing a little bit of research, takes some pictures to this dude in prison and says, who is this dude? Sorry. He says, who is this dude? And he identifies him as Frank Castle, the Punisher. So now Shotgun knows that this dude is not, in fact, a mobster, but is, in fact, Frank Castle. Then we got Frank Castle talking to Mickey. He's just super confident. He just got laid. He's doing pull-ups. He's doing all that stuff. But then the dude who ratted Frank out to his Shotgun dude is now ratting him out to these other dudes who are beating his ass. And then another dude who's listening overhears it. Then we cut back to Sal, who's still in a delusional, half-assed coma thing going on. And then we get to a mob boss meeting. There's all kinds of stuff, by the way. There's a deal with the Europeans. They're coming in. They're trying to consolidate power. They're trying to take it away from these Asian gangs who are coming in, like the Triad, who are coming in trying to take their territory. And during this meeting, it is brought up, bro, your brother wasn't the traitor. Maybe those homies near you are the traitor. And there we see that fat fuck who ratted out Frank Castle in prison, or the fat fuck who overheard Frank Castle getting ratted out. Then we cut to the Punisher doing some more of his things. Great coloring, Great use of the nighttime. First of all, you got that screen tone for the nighttime sky. You got that white media on the stars there. You got beautiful hues of blue by Gregory Wright. The colorist, great gradients there in that top middle panel. But Frank gets ambushed. Frank gets ambushed by Carbone's men because now they know this dude is not Johnny, what's his name, from Kansas City. He's actually Frank Castle, the Punisher. Why they don't already know this? Because Frank Castle's face should be known to every mobster in New York, but whatever. They wind up overtaking him, even though Frank totally holds his own. Another great double-page splash where he's literally splashing through a wall. Mickey's being tortured as well, as you can see, but they knock Frank out, and he wakes up in a car, chained to it, with a bomb about to go off. He winds up hot wiring the car, gets it running, barely can steer it. He's trying to get to Micro. Micro, by the way, he completely pissed off at the in issue number 1. Micro's been MIA. As the timer is going down, Frank is trying to get to Micro, but Micro's not there to help him, and that's where the issue ends. This has been an absolutely fantastic series. 4 issues in, I'm having so much fun with it. It's mob-oriented fiction. So if you like Goodfellas, if you like Casino, if you like even Godfather, if you like mob fiction, like I do, we've covered it here on the channel, you're going to love Punisher Warzone, at least these first few issues. And then you got John Romita Jr. and Klaus Janson on that artwork. So here's my copy of it. Beautiful stuff. It just prints so well on this newsprint. That's upside down. The artwork is great. Blocky, big, powerful. Look at that Cool World ad right there. But what Klaus Janson does with this inking is phenomenal. I love him inking John Romita Jr. They did the Thor series together in like 1998. We'll cover that one day. I love this book. It's super fun. There's no reason, by the way, for this to be a double-page flip spread like that. But I love the dichotomy of it, that like half of it is Mickey lying about being Sicilian, and the other half is Frank getting banged. Like, I really like that. I love his little faux-ass ponytail there. But love the art. Gregory Wright's colors, Jim Novak on the lettering. It all works. Look at that. Hated Roger Clemens when he played for the Red Sox. Loved him when he played for the Yankees. Texture, grit on that inking. Beautiful coloring. Knows exactly what to do. Look at those nighttime pages. They still hold up. Probably better than my own lighting here. Just really solid stuff all the way through. And a mob-centric story of Frank getting involved in that world more so than he typically is. And I absolutely love this book for it. There's some shortcuts in the art on this one, but there are no shortcuts on that inking, except for the shortcuts that Klaus Janson can make because he knows how to do this shit. But all in all, another great issue. A little step down, maybe, but everything's coming. Everything that's been set up is coming to fruition. Chuck Dixon's got a good solid script here and really amazing artwork from the entire team. I'm going to give this one a very healthy 4 ya digs. What do you think about Punisher Warzone number 4? And in 2 weeks' time, or after 2 weeks off, we'll come back with Punisher Warzone number 5 here on Marvel in the 90s. Punisher War Journal, Punisher Warzone has always been the red-headed stepchild of the Punisher books in the 90s. Why? That shit slaps. That's good comics right there, y'all. Let's take a look at the chat. Spilio says, now I know I have to wear my knee braces when I meet Robbie next week. This week, brother. We're days away. Yep, Sledhead, there it is. The JRJR Wolverine Daredevil cover, yep. Spilio says, I missed the classic Punisher costume. Sledhead says, love me some screen tone. Spilio says, man, I freaking miss reading this book. I have to go back and read this classic. This book was such a delight to read. I don't know what was better, the artwork or the story. Man, I love me some Frank 90 style work. Stu says, Jansen's inks are like super complimentary. It gives a nice texture to JRJR's art. I agree. He did the same thing to Frank Miller. Chill Out Man says, in the 90s, the book looked more interesting if they saw someone turning it sideways and stuff. Well, it's the old Playboy centerfold trick. Because, like, that works. That's cool as shit. Like, whoa. And it makes it like it's like a big image. You get to see it big. And that texture and that grit that we're talking about right there. That shit slap should be the quote on the cover of the book. Yeah, when they do a Punisher Warzone collected edition, Rockin Robbie Billups, that shit slaps. Absolutely. I fucking love it. It's the art that soars for me, but the story is very engaging as well. So there you go. I like it. Move my copy over there. All right, y'all. Last week on Dman Batman, we talked about Two-Face Part 1. Really love that episode. How's the follow-up hold up? Let's find out tonight on...
This is Pop Culture Philosophers, and you're watching Dman. Fuck, I shouldn't have gotten so high, dude.
All right, tonight on Dman Batman, we're talking about Two-Face Part 2. The second part, because of course, Two-Face's origin story has to have two parts. Now, the first part of this series I absolutely adore. One of my favorite episodes of the animated series, and definitely one of the reasons why I quote, or I state, I should say, Two-Face as being my favorite Batman villain. All right. When we last left Two-Face, and there's a nice little flashback at the beginning of this episode, but when we last left him, he had just gotten scarred against Rupert Thorne during an accident, and he escapes from the hospital with half of his face scarred up. We come into this story, find out that he's hiding out in room 2222, or there's a club, and it's like it's like the 222 club or something. Basically, what happens is that 6 months has passed, and Two-Face, who is new in town now, has been targeting each month a Rupert Thorne business, right? And some really great artwork here, some really great animation where we don't quite see Two-Face revealed yet. We get the idea of his coin. He has to flip through it. He's got these two twins, right, that are there with him. And I love the idea. Everything is set up the way Two-Face likes to set it up with twos. He has to flip the coin, and it gives up, it sets up the idea that, good side, we leave him alone. He goes, good side, we leave him alone. Bad side, we take him out. So bad side flips, they take him out. The twins break down the door. They cause all kinds of havoc. And then we cut to Bruce Wayne, who's involved in his own dream. Now, I love the dichotomy here, the juxtaposition, because in the first part of this series, in Two-Face Part 1, we had Harvey Dent and his dream. Now we have Batman and his dream, in which he notices Two-Face and that he failed to save him, his friend Harvey Dent. And it horrifies him, and it reminds him of the fact that he wasn't able to save his parents. So he wakes up, has this nice little bit where he's like, and what about you, Harvey? Are you having dreams tonight, or nightmares, or maybe a little bit of both? All right, then we got this woman who's working for Rupert Thorne, pretends to be Gotham police to get, oh my goodness, her name is Grace. Harvey's fiance in the animated series is Grace. Gets Grace convinced that Harvey is, of course, in danger, but that she gives Grace a tracker. I am way out of it. Maybe I've had too many beers. But she gives Grace a tracker and says, hey, we're with the police. If you see Harvey, if he reaches out, let us know. So Harvey, by the way, trying to stuff some money he stole from Rupert Thorne into his wallet, sees a picture of him and Grace. Of course, it brings him back. He misses Grace. He loves her. He's conflicted about it. He's of two minds of the subject, right? Batman's doing some really solid detective work and figuring this out. Club 22, Gemini Jeweler, Two's Company, all two or twin related in the title, all owned by Rupert Thorne. he decides he's going to go after, because tonight's the night Two-Face is going to make his final assault. So I think this is the first time we get the Bat Cycle in the animated series. I remember this toy. It really worked. I love that helmet. The toy was interesting because Batman was permanently on the Bat Cycle, and that was something I didn't like when I first saw the toy, when I first had it, but it is something I appreciate now. Really great image here of Two-Face where you see the eye moving, right? But everything else is really textured and drawn like background drawings. Really great stuff there. So Batman shows up to stop Two-Face from doing his final assault on Rupert Thorne. Two-Face eventually gets the upper hand because one of the twins comes in and distracts Batman. Batman gets the fuck knocked out of him. And then he's over at the Wild Deuce Club. Over at the Wild Deuce Club because Grace has reached out. He sets up a meeting at his hideout, which is at the Wild Deuce Club. So he's definitely, it's almost like he's trying to get caught. But Grace shows up. What a haunting image. You never really see this again, but he's wearing like a Cobra Commander-esque hood on one half of his face. And it looks so tragic and sad. It is absolutely amazing. And what a touching scene. For a show on Fox Kids in the early 90s, that was aimed and marketed towards children, to have another Batman story, another Batman cartoon. It leaned away from all the cheese factor and made some really strong and nuanced and artistically brilliant episodes, including the scene when Batman's racing to get there on the Bat Cycle, and you got these great lightning flashes, you got this textured rain dropping down, but Batman shows up while he's having his final confrontation with Rupert Thorne. But because Rupert Thorne shows up, because when Grace gets there, she has activated the tracker. The tracker that's not to GCPD, but to Rupert Thorne. So as Batman's on his way, Rupert Thorne confronts Harvey. And Harvey has stolen this file that's going to ruin him. He's there. He's like, I'll kill your fiance if you don't give it back. But Two-Face says, you know what? Fuck you. You're going to double cross me. I'm double crossing you. And a big thing goes out. And when he's about to kill Rupert Thorne, he's flipping his coin, and Batman throws a whole tray of silver coins, silver dollars. And this has been forecast since the beginning of the episode. He throws it, freaking out Harvey. Harvey can't make the decision. He loses it. And that's pretty much the end of the episode. And then a nice touching moment after Harvey is arrested, where Batman goes and drops a silver dollar into a fountain for Harvey to wish that his friend will be better. We've covered some really great episodes of Batman here on Dman Batman. Nothing with the nuance, nothing with the personal touch of Two-Face. Now we are just a handful of episodes away from Heart of Ice, which is going to do the same type thing with Mr. Freeze. And that's another way that the animated series really excels, is that it really adds a lot of dimension and depth to the villains of Batman. And it's one of the reasons why I think we consider Batman as having one of the best rogues gallery, is because of the work done in Batman the Animated Series. This was absolutely a fantastic episode. Another perfect score for me. 5 you digs for Two-Face Part 2. What did you think? Let us know. And that has been your section, your edition of this segment of...
This is Pop Culture Philosophers, and you're watching Dman. Fuck, I shouldn't have gotten so high, dude.
All right, y'all. We're now at the show and tell portion of the section of the show, but before we get to that, let's take a look at the chat. Yes, John, you can get your beauty sleep now. I love you. Sledhead, you're right. This is such an amazing series. Chill Out Man loves Batman as well. Chill Out Man says 90 kids were harder than kids today. Yeah, I can imagine those poor Lions fans to have to deal with all that. All right, show and tell. Couple new Blu-rays I got a couple weeks ago, because these are movies that we're covering in the upcoming season of PCP Movie Night. These films have already been announced, But in February and April, I believe, we're going to be covering these ones. So I had to pick them up because I didn't own them anymore on Blu-ray, but I got Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Great film from Guy Ritchie. And a Coen Brothers film, A Serious Man. So if you haven't, get up on these because these are two movies we'll be covering on PCP Movie Night. I bought me another Sunman action figure. I got me Hypno, part of the Sunman Rulers of the Sun line, which has now been integrated into Masters of the Universe. I never had any of the original line. I'm trying to collect them all up. I am almost there. Every super chat helps us get there. I'm 4 figures away, y'all. 4 figures away. All right, big fan of Monty Keene lately. Picked up some new books from his website, Superhero Comics. I got Lightwood. I got Tales from the Cosmos. And I got The Adventures of Zalul. I haven't read any of those yet, but I do have. All right, Normal Man. There's my Normal Man omnibus. Still sealed. Haven't opened it up yet, but it's every Normal Man comic by Jim Valentino. Very excited to dive into that one day soon. Right now, I'm reading Grendel. I got those 4 big omnibuses from Dark Horse, and I'm halfway through Hunter Rose, Volume 1 right now. Fucking loving it. All right, pick this one up, finally. Captain America's Bicentennial Battles. I've been looking for this Bicentennial Captain America book from Jack Kirby. Treasury Sides, I've been looking for it. I have yet to actually ever successfully get one. So I went ahead and got the treasury-sized reprint of it. So for now, that's good enough. But it's classic Kirby. When Kirby came back to do Captain America in the 70s, it was weird, it was sci-fi, it was wild, and it was celebrating the 200th birthday of the good old US of A. That is your show and tell, which leads us to your official Final 5. All right, we're going through VHSs. And tonight you get a bonus because you're kind of getting a final 6. But it's time. There it is. This is the way most people prefer to watch Star Wars. Star Wars on VHS from the 80s. This is the untouched, non-special edition Star Wars. Look at that beautiful Star Wars VHS cover. There it is. Right there, y'all. And following that, The Empire Strikes Back. The original VHS. I don't know if it's the first release. And look at that. This one still has the inserts as well. It's dope as shit. Dope as shit. And behind that, The Return of the Jedi. On VHS, y'all. The original, unfucked with Star Wars trilogy. The way most of us saw it. Most people my age. Because we were way too young to watch it in theaters. Which leads us to the next time that most people saw it. There is the Star Wars Trilogy Special Edition VHS set. There was a gold one. There was a silver one. I got the silver one. It's the widescreen edition. But let's take a look at these because I love the cover art on these as well. So there's Star Wars Special Edition on VHS. So I got the unspecial edition, which is the real edition, which is the truly special edition. But now we have the special editions. There's Empire Strikes Back. And there is The Return of the Jedi in this beautiful box set that at the time was state of the art. What I love about this box set, and this of course is gearing up for re-releases and all that shit. What I love about this box set is you can close it this way and just have it be like this, right? And you can also just open it up like this to have it be like that, to sit next to your other old school Star Wars videos. And that has been your official Final 5. No, Stu, the original Star Wars does not say Episode 4 in the intro. I also got the DVDs in the living room. There were some DVD 2-disc sets that had the special editions on DVD, but I also had a bonus disc with a non-anamorphic version of it. So I also have it on disc. I have the original trilogy on disc, untouched as well. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, and we got a super chat from Boat. Anyone Animal Man fans digging the New 52 through Volume 2, and I just picked up the Morrison Omni. Boat, I'm a huge fan of Animal Man. In particular, the Grant Morrison run is one of my favorites. Issue 26 of that run's one of my favorite single comics. So is issue 6, I believe. Maybe it's 5. Whatever the Coyote Gospel is. 2 of my favorite single issue comics of all time are in Grant Morrison's Animal Man run. And yeah, the New 52 stuff by Jeff Lemire is pretty dope. And so now we get to end it on a bang with the Joker song. Yeah! Or the Hellboy song, really. Yeah. About this little man I know. This is a Hellboy. He was sent to the earth some long time ago to save it or destroy. Brought to this earth by Rasputin, son of a demon and a nana who had a sex with the demon, but was raised by Professor Broom. And now he fights evil and monsters. Shit. Now he fights with a man who's a fish named Abe. And now he fights with a fire starter named Liz. And an ectoplasmic mess named Johan. PPRD. All right, y'all. Y'all been great. Thank you so much. We'll be at MegaCon this week. PCP Movie Night tomorrow night. 12 Monkeys. Weekly comic book review every Tuesday night. We're having fun, y'all. Have a good night, y'all.
Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Live!
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to MegaCon this weekend. It's going to be great. All right, we got a taste test. Doritos Ultimate Cheddar Limited Edition. All right. We've kind of tested this once before here on the channel, where I did at one point a couple years ago, I picked up some British Doritos because in Britain, nacho cheese might be a little bit too spicy for a lot of those people. You know, the Spawn movie was too spicy for Mark. Nacho cheese Doritos may be, you know, it packs a little bit more punch than that Spawn movie. So you can imagine how our former overlords can't handle this, they spice. But I do love a cheddar cheese flavored snack. And I do love Doritos. And I did like those British Ultimate Cheddar, or they weren't called Ultimate Cheddar. They were like Doritos cheese. I don't fucking know. Remember what they were, the bland ass fucking British Doritos is what they were. But they didn't have as much seasoning. So I'm hoping that since us here in America really like our salt, MSG, and all that shit, I hope that these are like that, but with a little bit more punch and kick. Now, this is also released along with Jumpin' Jack. That's right, y'all. They've brought back Jumpin' Jack Doritos, one of the best Doritos flavors from the past. We have not found them yet, but we found these Ultimate Cheddar ones, a giant ass bag. Look at that, this shit's bigger than my head. Let's do it. Smells like Doritos without any kind of like flavor put on it. So let's see. Man, I'll tell you. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. 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 All right. Before I report on this, I gotta let you know this. I love nacho cheese Doritos. I love all Doritos. Mostly. I don't like that, like, tangy-ass barbecue one they got now. It's too sweet. I don't like the sweet and spicy chili. I don't like the ones that are, like, sweet. That being said, my favorites are Taco Supreme. Or not Taco Supreme. Well, actually, there was the Taco Supreme ones from back in the day. There were the Pizza Hut ones, too. Those ones are fucking dope. We miss them. Where are the pizzeria, like, not Doritos, but there were pizzeria chips from Keebler, I believe. Those were the shit. Cowards. Bring them back. Bring them back, cowards. Where's the Jell-O pudding pop? It's because Jell-O as a corporation are fucking cowards. That's why. That's why we can't have the things we love, because they're cowards. All right. I have been severely disappointed in my last 3 Doritos regular ass nacho cheese flavor experiences. Maybe the bags we have at my comic shop are just fucking bland and stale, but in general, they taste different. I don't like them anymore. The last 3 times I've had nacho cheese Doritos, and these have been from my comic shop, so maybe it's the batch. Maybe they're old. Maybe they're stale. Maybe they just suck. Maybe everywhere else they're fine. I fucking hope so. So anyway, I need to let you know that that's going on in my head right now with Doritos as a whole, as a brand, is that, like, right now I've been like, what the fuck, Doritos? What the fuck, Frito-Lay? Let's do this. That being said, these are better than the British regular ass bland cheese Doritos. Why? Because they do have a little bit more of a salty MSGE punch. It's got more of that American bite to it that we want. That being said, regular cheese or ultimate cheddar is not as complex of a flavor as nacho cheese. Salt bite, good Doritos crunch, cheese flavor that stays cheese flavor. Most Doritos have an added layer of complexity, whether it's the nacho cheese, which I guess has a little bit of something to it, a little bit of kick, or spicy nacho, which is pretty good, or the taco flavor when they bring that back. That's always a fucking hit for me. That's my favorite. Cool Ranch has a little bit of complexity to it. The guacamole ones they used to do were badass. Jumpin' Jack was badass. Black Pepper Jack was badass. Sour cream and onion was badass. This is just a little bit too plain on the flavor side, but it does get that flavor pretty well. So I will say this. It would be a 5 if it had that, like, Cheetos punch, but it doesn't. It's got that Dorito salt, but the cheese flavor is not quite, but it's better than the British one. So I will give that 4.4. I'll just give it 4 you digs. 4 you digs for Doritos Ultimate Cheddar. Now, where can we get those Jumpin' Jack fucking Doritos? Yeah. All right. Good night, y'all. Have a good one. Station. Pop, pop. Boom.